welcome to Draft House, everyone. I am Joe. Today we'll be doing a Carolina Panthers 2026 NFL mock draft. As a reminder, we'll be doing a mock draft for every team before free agency and then again after free agency, and as well as some other content before the 2026 NFL draft. So the Carolina Panthers are on the clock with pick 19, a team that made the playoffs last year, and looks like they're going to be trying to build this thing even further. We'll see what they can do in the draft here at pick 19. Let's start off with Caleb Banks. They do need to get better on the interior. They do need a wide receiver as well to go with Ted McMillan, but Denzel Boston is kind of like another bigger body wide receiver. They might go for someone a little bit more explosive if they want to get that, maybe Casey Concepcion, but maybe that would require a trade down as well. Consider some of the tackles here too. Ike Ekwonu had that injury at the end of the year. Who knows when he's going to be able to come back? But we'll go Caleb Banks with pick 19. There's some recent kind of like talk about him maybe going more later first round, maybe second round. He did not play last year a lot with the injury, and I do think that's a concern. But I also think he's a very good player when he does play. All right, we could have waited for Lee Hunter for defensive line, or Dante Corleone, but we still have a lot of options here on guys we can draft and positions of need. I think the wide receiver class is going to probably have guys later on, so we'll leave Omar Cooper. Let's go Jake Golday out of Cincinnati, uh, a guy who's transitioned positions from edge to linebacker and done very, very well. I expect him to be a guy who can kind of have an impact early on in his career. All right, so with pick 83, I'm gonna go. I know he's taller too, but he has kind of shown as we look at kind of the 6'4", 222. He's shown a little bit more juice, and I'm going to take him here. I think he's a little bit better of a receiver, just a little bit better on my board than Deion Burks and Antonio Williams. We'll go Malachi Fields, pick number 83. All right, we'll move on to pick 119. Already have all the needs that they've laid out on PFF taken. I do think there's some other positions that could be improved with some picks here. With this pick, let's go Jude Bowery. Again, we just don't know what Ike Ekwonu's injury is going to look like. So let's get a tackle here, at least as a guy who can give you some depth, and at the very most, uh, maybe could start for you if you get desperate. Pick 158. Let's get Davison Igbinosun, the corner out of Ohio State. Just going to double check real quick and see if there's not anyone else I want here. Yeah, let's get Davison Igbinosun, a guy who really good in one-on-one situations, but he does get really grabby. He had a lot of penalties early in his career at Ohio State, even 2024 season. He was very, very grabby and had penalties. All right, next pickup. Let's go with Daquan Wright, the tight end. Let's add to that tight end room. A guy who made some big plays for Ole Miss's college football playoff run. Pick 199. Let's go with Vincent Anthony, the edge rusher out of Duke. Add to the edge room. Again, maybe not looking for guys who are going to start right away here, but guys who could develop. And we are, at a point now where, if you get a guy with some upside, maybe you take him and develop him into something later on. Next pickup, let's go Peyton Bowen out of Oklahoma. Get a safety. Again, maybe a guy who can play special teams for you in the next season and maybe do more later on in his career. So let's see how they grade the draft for us here. Give us a B. Caleb Banks, defensive lineman out of Florida, didn't play a lot last year, injured. We'll see how he does. He moves very well for a player his size. Gives it an A. Linebacker Jake Golday, out of Cincinnati, B plus for that one. Wide receiver Malachi Fields out of Notre Dame, a bigger bodied wide receiver. I would probably like someone a little bit more dynamic with that pick, but I think he was better than the other receivers who were there at 83. Maybe they add some other people in free agency as well. Jude Bowery, the tackle out of Boston College, not listed as a need by PFF, but just kind of like in case the injury with Ike Ekwonu does not go as planned when he comes back. Davison Igbinosun, the corner out of Ohio State. Daquan Wright, the tight end out of Ole Miss. Vincent Anthony Jr., the edge out of Duke, and then safety Peyton Bowen out of Oklahoma. Let me know what you think of this mock draft down in the comments below. What was your favorite pick? What was your least favorite pick? We'll be doing more mock drafts as we get to the 2026 NFL draft. Make sure to like and subscribe. For now, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.